Thank you to everyone joining today's onboarding info session. We want to welcome everyone to Mount Sinai. My name is Ruth Mendivelso, onboarding specialist with the Department of Volunteer Services at Mount Sinai Hospital. My role is to support you throughout your onboarding process. Please remain on mute, and we hope this info session is very helpful. If you have any questions, please hold off your questions until we have reached the Q&A portion. These are the onboarding topics we'll be reviewing today: the Visus Live portal account, the medical regulatory requirement form, the background screening, education modules, and last but not least, we'll have the Q&A portion. Everyone here should have access to their Visus Live portal account. You may have already began your onboarding process or have yet to begin your onboarding process. To view your onboarding materials, you need to log in to your Visus Live account. The website is mountsinai.visuslive.com. And you're going to enter that web address to your browser and click existing user login. Just like I'm going to demonstrate to you today, you're going to click on existing user login. You're going to enter your user ID, which is the same email address and password you created to submit your application. Then you click login. Once you have logged in, you will see your checklist with all the onboarding materials you need to submit. But before we go over that, just want to show you the menu tabs on top. Home, when you click on home, it will return you to your checklist. Upload health clearance documents, it's where you're going to upload your health forms. And my uploaded documents, when you click on that, it will list all the documents you have uploaded from your account. It will list the description, the type, the status, and the date. The status could range from pending, approved, rejected, and duplicate. Approved means the document was reviewed and approved. Pending means is pending review. Rejected means it was reviewed, but it was rejected, and we have emailed you why it was rejected, and you have the opportunity to upload it again. Duplicate means you uploaded two or more times, and we made the second or third document a duplicate. We update it as a duplicate status. Here's another example of more documents listed on my uploaded documents. My uploaded documents is also a confirmation that it was successfully uploaded and transferred to us. Now clicking home will return to the checklist. Another thing about your checklist, on the top right here, there is a percentage scale. We'll let you know how much has been completed. And the checklist today is the student intern rotator. So the first onboarding material is your student intern rotator health clearance, and you're going to click on the link for instructions. And this page will list all the instructions you need for your health clearance process. Number one, please download the medical regulatory requirement form here. So you're going to click on the link that says here. Open a new tab with the PDF document. Now, the medical regulatory requirement is 1 page. And this medical regulatory requirement, 1 page, needs to be completed by the health profession at your school. In other words, the student health office at your school will complete this form for you. Before you hand it over to them, make sure you complete the top part with your college name, your date of birth, your email address, the Mount Sinai facility name, which is if it's Mount Sinai Hospital, Mount Sinai West, the department's name, Mount Sinai's department's name, where you will be rotating at, the Mount Sinai admin's name, your supervisor, and their email address, and then the rotation dates, start and end. The numbers 1 through 11 will be reviewed by the student health office. They will be attesting that everything listed here is accurate and true. They'll put the flu information for number 6, and they will sign and stamp the form attesting that everything here has been completed. Now, the stamp is required, so make sure it's stamped and make sure it says signed and the flu information is there. You only need this one page to be completed. Once this one page has been returned to you from your school, you're going to return to your Visus portal account to upload the medical regulatory requirement form. So you're going to click on the drop here files here to upload to locate the one-page document that you saved to your device, and then click upload. You want to make sure the attachment type says completed medical regulatory requirement form signed and stamped before you upload. There is also a guide here to complete the medical regulatory requirement form. So you're going to click here on this line to review the guidelines. That's just, more helpful information on how to complete it. Another thing I want to bring to your attention is that for number 11, if your school does not have the chain of custody to provide the urine toxicology service, you will have to email us at volunteerdep@mountsinai.org so that we can give you instructions on the next steps. Okay, but only if your school doesn't have this service. Number 9 and number 10, if it's applicable to your assignment at Mount Sinai, the training has to be done at your school. If it's not applicable to your assignment, then it is disregarded. These are just some things that has come up from other students going through this process. So these are frequent asked questions for the medical clearance. Where do I send the required records to be verified? The medical regulatory requirement form should be completed by a licensed provider at the student's sponsor institution, the student school. The only item submitted to Mount Sinai via the Visus portal is the completed one-page medical regulatory requirement form. Employee health services, the nurses, will review that one page and provide clearance if it's approved. If they need additional information, they will reach out to you by email. Just be aware that this process could take up to 2 to 3 weeks for review. And if you have not received an update to your health clearance in more than 2 weeks after submitting it, please reach out to us and we will follow up on your behalf. Where do I complete the urine toxicology screening? You will need to arrange a urine toxicology screening that meets the requirements listed in item number 11. The chain of custody must be worked out between the testing facility where you will complete the screening and your school institution, since your school will sign off, stamp, and date your medical regulatory requirement form. Institution does not have access to a stamp. If the sponsor institution does not have a stamp or does not have access to a stamp, the program leadership at the institution may submit an attestation on institutional letterhead in lieu of a stamp. Please note that the MRR form and the accompanying letter of attestation must be signed by the same individual. The letter needs to contain the program's and student's name, leadership title, signature, and an attestation statement of accuracy of the MRR form. For example, it should say, I attest that the items on the Mount Sinai regulatory form for student intern name, your name, are accurate and true. This letter must be submitted along with the completed medical regulatory form, and each student must upload their medical regulatory form with this letter to their Visus account for review. So it'll be 2 documents, the official Mount Sinai medical regulatory form and the letter, and both documents needs to be signed by the same individual. Email us at volunteer@mountsinai.org if you are in this situation where your school doesn't have the stamp, so we could provide guidelines for the next steps, as I mentioned earlier. I submitted my MRR form, but notice the section is still marked as incomplete. Please note that it may take up to 2 to 3 weeks once the submitted health form is reviewed and approved by Employee Health Services. If you haven't received an update after 2 weeks, send us an email at volunteer@mountsinai.org so that we may follow up on your behalf. Now I'm going to go back home. The next onboarding item is the resume. That should have been submitted with your application. Therefore, everyone should have this requirement as complete. The corporate screening background check is the next item. For the corporate screening background check, you're going to click on the link for instructions. Once you're on this page, you're going to click on the link in step 1. It'll bring you to this one PDF document. And I'm going to click to open the link in a new tab in step 1. Once you are on the corporate screening website, which will run your background check after it's submitted, you're going to create an account first. Before you create an account, you're gonna get started by entering your promotional code. This is how the service will be free to you. So the promotional code is in the middle of the PDF document. So you're gonna copy and paste the promotional code and then click continue. Now you will create an account. You're going to enter your personal information, your social security number, your email address that you have access to, and then your password that you will create. You're going to list it twice. And then click register. After register, you're going to confirm personal information again and digitally sign policy and terms. Shouldn't take you no more than 20 minutes. Then you will submit your background check. If you have any issues submitting your background check or create an account, please contact Corporate Screening Background Check at their email address and phone number listed here to reach their customer service. Here are some frequent asked questions for the background screening. Is there a fee to complete the background screening? No, there is no fee to complete this. How long does it take for background screening to complete? It takes about 5 business days. Sometimes it takes longer, just depending what they're reviewing and if you lived out of New York State. What do? If I have issues submitting the background screening? Send us an email at volunteer@mountsinai.org. We will receive your background check clearance and we will update your account, and that will reflect for that requirement to be complete. And we'll click home to go back to the checklist. Next item is the confidentiality statement. So I'm going to click here for instructions. For the confidentiality statement, you're going to click on the link in step 1 to download the form. The confidentiality statement is 2 pages. So you're going to read carefully beginning to end. And once you've reached the second page in the bottom, it will ask you to print your name, sign, date, and for employer, you have to write Mount Sinai. It will be rejected if it's blank. It will be rejected if you write another employer that is not Mount Sinai. So make sure you're writing Mount Sinai. After you completed the form, you're gonna save both pages together by scanning them to your device, because you will have to upload it to your Visus portal account by returning to this page. You're going to click on drop files here to upload to locate the 2-page confidentiality statement form that you saved to your device. and then click upload. Then it will be pending review. And if it's approved, it will say complete on your checklist. If it's rejected, it will say rejected, and you have the opportunity to upload it again. Another reason why it might be rejected if you only upload the second page, so make sure both pages are uploaded. Next is the education materials. These are training courses: fire safety, code of conduct, HIPAA, and emergency management. Each training has a quiz. Each training could be either a video to watch or reading materials to read. So for example, fire safety. Fire safety, you're gonna click start. You're gonna watch a video. So you're gonna click play and watch the video from beginning to end, and then click next. And then you're gonna start the quiz. So you're gonna answer the question one by one, and it will let you know if you passed or not. And if you passed, you're gonna click done and go back home. If you did not pass, you're gonna take the quiz over again. And once you pass and you click home, the status will update automatically for that training. So for example, if we completed the HIPAA training and I clicked home, it automatically updates to complete, because these are real-time statuses, because you're completing the training straight out of your Visus account, as shown here as well. The last item for your onboarding process is the international personnel clearance. On your application, if you selected yes, you are a US citizen or green card holder, then no further action is needed from you. You will not go through the international personnel clearance process. It will say complete for you. If you selected no, that you are not a US citizen or green card holder, then you will be going through the international personnel clearance process. You will be contacted by an immigration specialist from the International Personnel Department. They will contact you by email with a list of requirements they need to review based on your status. And they will initiate the review process by you providing those documents, and then they will send us the clearance upon approval. So once the immigration specialist reaches out to you, please stay on top of it to make sure that you are providing them the documents that they need so that they can review. Again, we will receive the clearance and it will reflect on your checklist. Thank you so much for joining this info session today. There are several ways to still connect with us if you have any questions or concern. You could email us at volunteerdeb@mountsinai.org or call us at the number listed on the screen. You could drop into our Zoom office hours. No appointment is needed. It is one-on-one support. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we are available from 10 to 11, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 2 to 3. Employee health services, if you have any health-related inquiries, any questions about the medical regulatory form, any concerns you have because you're getting pushback from the school, please email volunteerhealthforms@mountsinai.org is the email address for employee health services. If you have any questions, please stick around. You could write your question on the chat box or raise your hand. And if you don't have any questions, you are free to go. Once again, thank you so much.